We're just going to quickly review some common drills we do to get people breathing through their diaphragm better. There's definitely a lot more depth we could go into, but when you're trying to get someone to focus on breathing into their diaphragm, sometimes using a bit of feedback is good. So the first thing we do is get people aware of how they're breathing. So putting one hand on the top of your chest, other hand on your stomach, taking a deep breath in through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Usually get people to do this 3 times. 1 is a mini assessment, and 2 just to get them into some deeper breathing patterns. Often people breathe shallow throughout the day. So after 3 good breaths, I usually grab a 10-pound plate. If it's a smaller woman, I might do 5 pounds, not saying you're big. But and if it's a larger male, I might do a 25-pound one. But typically you just need some feedback. You're gonna put that on their stomach, and then I'm gonna have them put their hand back onto the top of their chest. And now I'm gonna cue them to breathe in through their nose, but use all the air to focus on pushing the plate up. And then exhaling through their mouth. Depending on what kind of breathing pattern people are in, it might take them at least 10 to 20 breaths to even get the hang of this. And this is teaching them not only to start to expand through their abdomen into their breathing, but it's also going to be a strengthening exercise for their diaphragm, and then it just gives them really good proprioception and feedback for the inhale, but it's also helping them come into a little bit of rib depression through their exhale. I do find that sometimes people hesitate on their exhale because of the weight, so I will get them to do some training without the weight as well. So now that she's doing a better job of actually breathing into her belly, the next thing I'm going to do is focus more on expansion. So what I usually do is put my hands on the ribs, and then she's going to use the same breathing technique, but this time I'm going to cue her to breathe into your belly, but also push out against my hand, and then exhale. I'm actually going to force her ribs into a little bit of depression here, just so she can get the sensation, and then she's deep breath into the nose, and she's going to expand into my hands, and then exhale through her mouth. So making sure people are doing a solid exhalation is just as important as a good inhalation. And then you can cue them to do it themselves, where you're going to cross your hands over, and now she can do the feedback herself, gently pushing against, pulling her ribs in, and then using her breath to push out against it. If you're at home, you definitely don't need a plate. You can use like a heavier book or anything that's flat that you can place on your abdomen and just get that feedback. Typically at least 2 minutes of breathing as prep before you work out, or sometimes you can use it as